Tommy goes to Yellow Land.
Tommy goes to Yellow Land.
Tommy's friends were locked in a cell in Blue Land.
Tommy's friends were locked in a cell in Blue Land.
Their jailers had not noticed that but one of the children was missing. Tommy had escaped. He went to look for RK5. RK5 was the only one who could help them get out of the fix they were in. While looking for RK5, Tommy and Bongo had been led to Yellow Land by a friendly Mew Cuckoo bird. Tommy and Bongo were enjoying delicious yellow fruit. They had picked the fruit from the yellow trees that were everywhere around them. "We'd better go back to Blue Land and look for RK5, said Tommy as he walked to a nearby tree to pick yet another yellow fruit.
As he walked across the yellow grass, he noticed something strange happening. Where he had walked, a footstep had turned the yellow grass to green. He looked at Bongo's footprint. They were also green. Tommy put his hand on the grass to see what would happen. His handprint turned the grass green. He tried touching the leaves on the trees. The leaves turned various shades of green too.
"This is very weird," thought Tommy.
"This is very weird," said Tommy. Someone
else was also startled to see what Tommy could do. A yellow guard was watching Tommy and Bongo from behind a bush. He watched silently for a few minutes. Then he put a shiny yellow horn to his mouth and blew 3 short, loud blasts. Within a few minutes, 5 yellow soldiers surrounded Tommy and Bongo. "These creatures have a strange magic. Look what happens to the grass as they walk on it," said the soldier with the horn. The soldiers were shocked to see the green footprints. "We must take them to His Yellowness," said the lead soldier, "but tie them up so they can't be up to any tricks." Tommy protested, but it was no use. Nobody noticed that the yellow Mew Cuckoo bird was flying behind them as they rode to Yellowtown. His Yellowness lived in a big castle, just like the one in Blue Land. But this castle was shiny yellow. It looked golden as the sun shone on it. His Yellowness listened carefully as the soldiers told him about Tommy's green footprints. The yellow ruler was silent for a while. He scratched his head and then looked into Tommy's eyes. "Tell me about this magic you perform, young creature," he said softly. "I can't do magic," answered Tommy. I don't know why some things I touched turned green, your yellowness.
Your yellowness. Tommy tried to be very polite. He didn't want to be formed into a yellow cell. Well, how do you explain this extraordinary? I don't know, said Tommy. I can think of only one possible explanation. Tell me your theory or with his yellowness.
Well, Tommy started nervously. I just came from Blue Land. Tommy was interrupted by a gasp from everyone within hearing distance. Blue Land? Blue Land? Roared his yellowness. Are you a spy? We don't want blue bodies in Yellow Land. After his yellowness calmed down a bit, Tommy continued, whenever I touch any of your yellow things that should be green, they turn green because yellow and blue make green. I've brought the blue here from Blue Land, he whispered. His yellowness looked puzzled. What do you mean, should be green? Everything in Yellow Land should be yellow. Always has been. Always will be. That is, until you came here, said the yellow leader. Tommy tried to be as polite as possible. Where I come from, there are many, many colors. Everyone loves the different colors. Colors make people happy, said Tommy. Well, there are only 3 colors on Sketty, said his yellowness angrily. There's yellow, which is the only good color. Then there's the blue of those blue bodies in Blue Land. And there's the red of those redheads in Red Land. Always has been and always will be. His voice trailed off as he added, that is, until you came along and gave us this new color called green. I didn't know there's a red land on Sketty, said Tommy. I bet if I went there and came back to Yellow Land, I could give you a new color. A new color called orange. Yellow and red make orange, you see, explained Tommy. His yellowness thought for a while. He was considering Tommy's proposal. He suddenly jumped from his huge yellow chair. Let's take these creatures to Redland, ordered his yellowness. We'll see if the boy speaks the truth. Before long, nearly everyone in Yellow Land had gathered in front of the castle. The word had quickly spread that his yellowness was going to Redland. Everyone knew that the leader had never been anywhere near Redland before. 6 camel horses pulled the magnificent yellow carriage of his yellowness.
Of his yellowness.
All of the yellow guards followed. Then all of the people of Yellowland followed behind. There was a parade a mile long, headed toward Redland. After 4 hours, the parade reached the river that separated Yellowland and Redland. The opposite bank of the river, Tommy climbed up. Six camel horses pulled the magnificent yellow carriage of his yellowness. All of the yellow guards followed. Then all of the people of Yellowland followed behind. There was a parade a mile long, headed toward Redland. After 4 hours, the parade reached the river that separated Yellowland and Redland. The opposite bank of the river, the red side, was packed with the people of Redland. They had seen the approaching parade. They were all shouting and jeering from the other side of the river. "Go away, you smelly yellow bellies," some of them yelled. Their leader, Her Redness, asked her people to be quiet. She shouted across the river, "What is your business here, yellow people?" His yellowness stood and replied, "We have two creatures here who say they are from one of the stars. They claim to have magical powers. We have seen some of these powers." His yellowness called Tommy forward. "This one will now demonstrate." Tommy climbed up the nearest tree. People on both sides of the river gasped as they saw the leaves turn different shades of green. "That's a very impressive trick," said Her Redness. "But why do you show us? This Tommy creature says he can do even greater things if he can enter Redland," answered his yellowness. "What trickery is this?" replied Her Redness. "Is this your way of getting a spy into Redland? There's no trick. If you want, you can throw him into jail. I don't care," said the yellow leader. Tommy gave his yellowness a worried look. He hoped his guess would prove true. Would he be able to turn things orange? To be continued.